On Friday, November 20th, 2015, the Radisson Blu Hotel in Bamako, Mali, was the site of a deadly terrorist attack. Gunmen stormed the hotel, taking 170 people hostage and killing at least 20 individuals, including guests and staff. During the siege, Delta Force operator Kyle Morgan, serving as an advisor to the U.S. Embassy in Mali, armed himself with his personal kit and stormed the hotel. He went room to room, pursuing the assailants and rescuing the surviving hostages. Mali, officially known as the Republic of Mali, is a landlocked country in West Africa. The largest city and capital of Mali, Bamako, is situated on the Niger River near the rapids that separate the upper and middle Niger valleys in the southwestern region of the country. In Bamako, there is a 5-star hotel called the Radisson Blu Hotel. The Radisson Blu Hotel is located in a business district near the embassies and is often visited by foreign business people and government employees. It is part of an upscale hotel chain operated by the Carlson Residor Hotel Group, headquartered in the United States and Belgium. Back in 2015, the Radisson Blu Hotel was attacked by a group of terrorists called Al-Murabitun, an Islamist militant group based in North Africa. Al-Murabitun, led by the notorious militant Mokhtar Belmokhtar, has a history of carrying out high-profile attacks in the Sahel region. Belmokhtar himself is a veteran jihadist who has been involved in various conflicts across North Africa and the Sahel. Following the strike in Libya, where their leader Mokhtar Belmokhtar's status remained unconfirmed whether he's alive or dead, both US and UK intelligence agencies expressed concerns that Belmokhtar might be regrouping and revitalizing his organization in Mali. On the 20th of November 2015, 2 gunmen arrived at the hotel between 7 and 7:30 a.m., reportedly driving a vehicle with diplomatic license plates allowing them to bypass some security measures. Malian Army Commander Modibo Nama Traore stated that at least 10 gunmen stormed the hotel, shouting Allahu Akbar before shooting at guards and taking hostages. Guinean singer Sakuba Bambino, who was in the hotel and escaped, reported that the attackers spoke English. This was confirmed by other witnesses who noted the attackers spoke a language that was neither Arabic nor local. Malian journalist Kassim Traore reported that hostages were asked to recite the Shahada to secure their release. The hotel operators indicated that 125 guests and 13 employees were inside when the siege began. General Didier Dacko of the Malian Army noted that around 100 hostages were taken at the start of the siege. According to reports from the Associated Press and Al Jazeera, many people managed to escape during the initial attack, but approximately 170 were held hostage. At the time of the attack, a delegation from the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie was in the hotel. Hostages included 10 Chinese citizens, 20 Indian citizens, about a dozen Americans, including personnel from the U.S. Embassy, 7 Algerians, including 6 diplomats, 2 Russians, 2 Moroccans, 7 Turkish Airlines staff, and an unknown number of French citizens. 2 Canadian mining executives were among the last hostages rescued. 12 Air France crew members were safely released, along with 3 United Nations staff. Several delegates from MINUSMA, who were attending a meeting on the peace process, were also present. More than 100 hostages were ultimately freed. Moreover, in 2015, Delta Force operator Kyle Morgan was deployed to Africa, undertaking a special assignment as a Task Force Department of Defense (DoD) advisor to the U.S. ambassador in Mali. His primary mission was to strengthen relations between embassy personnel and the local community. Despite focusing on diplomatic efforts, Morgan, an experienced operator, remained vigilant, ensuring his readiness by keeping his equipment readily accessible at all times. This precaution was necessary due to the presence of various terrorist cells in the region, such as Allura Baton, which had been recently targeted by U.S. airstrikes in Libya months earlier. On the morning of November 20th, at around 7 a.m., Kyle Morgan received a call from an embassy staff member, warning him of an ongoing assault at the nearby Radisson Blu Hotel. The report indicated that 8 heavily armed gunmen, which was later confirmed that there were 10 gunmen, were wreaking havoc throughout the building, and attempts to reach the embassy deputy next door had been unsuccessful. Reacting swiftly, Morgan equipped himself with his HK-416 rifle and plate carrier, then dashed next door to the deputy's residence. Upon making contact, he found the deputy engaged in a phone call with their security personnel, who were trapped inside the besieged hotel and under attack. Recognizing that no one else was stepping up, Morgan informed the deputy that he was going to rescue them. Despite the deputy's incredulous look and disregard, Morgan remained resolute. He reiterated to the deputy that he wasn't seeking permission. After swiftly collecting their room and phone numbers, Morgan doubled down on his decision and sprinted towards the hotel. Morgan received another urgent phone call from the U.S. Embassy staff, alerting him to an American trapped inside the hotel's dining hall, which was ablaze. Determined to reach the American swiftly, Morgan said, "I am ready to go." He sprinted towards the section of the building engulfed in flames. It was the contractor who sought refuge in the kitchen, where thick smoke obscured his vision, making it impossible to see the bodies around him. With determination, he burst through a service door, successfully breaching the hotel. Following a trail of casualties, he made his way to the stairway and hurried up the stairs to locate the dining hall. Upon entering the dining hall, Morgan found himself struggling to breathe amidst the thick smoke. Undeterred, he dropped to the ground and crawled, methodically making his way to locate the American. During a tense moment in the dining hall, Morgan recounted in an interview the challenges he faced. As he aimed his rifle-mounted light into the thick smoke, trying to communicate with the hidden staffer, he shouted, but couldn't hear his own voice over the chaos. The smoke proved too dense, and he realized they lacked emergency breathers. Desperately, he called out to the staffers, "Can you see the light? Can you see the light?" But received no response. He persisted, asking, "Where are you?" Finally, a voice replied, "I'm in the kitchen office, but my legs aren't responding." Morgan recounted that the trapped staffer had been crouched in hiding for such an extended period that his legs had become numb. Morgan instructed him, "You need to come out to where we are. Head towards me." Thankfully, the staffer noticed the light, allowing them to pull him to safety. After seating him down, Morgan urged him, "Stay ready. Hold on to the person in front of you." Shortly after, finding the trapped individual, Morgan then guided a group of civilians stranded in the dining hall to safety, evacuating them from the building. Subsequently, he contacted the embassy and coordinated a shuttle to transport them away from the perilous area. After successfully clearing and evacuating the initial floors, Morgan pressed on through the emergency stairwell, ascending towards the upper levels. Unexpectedly, as he ascended, descending gunmen crossed paths with him in the stairwell. In a split second, both parties opened fire and retreated behind their respective corners, narrowly avoiding injury. Enraged but undeterred, Morgan swiftly regained his footing and aggressively advanced towards the gunmen until he heard the telltale sound of a nearby grenade being detonated. The explosion rocked the building, rendering Morgan momentarily unconscious. Upon regaining consciousness, although disoriented, he was relieved to find himself unharmed, spared from any injuries despite the shocking ordeal. He swiftly regained his footing and approached the stairs once more, only to be confronted with yet another grenade. Reacting decisively, Morgan burst through the stairway door, realizing he needed assistance. With his rifle at the ready, covering the stairwell door, he contacted the embassy for support. Soon after, a group of local security personnel, none of whom spoke English, arrived at the stairwell. Morgan immediately began physically positioning the men in strategic locations throughout the stairwell and elevator shafts, effectively blocking all exits within the building. This created a secure perimeter on the terrace located on the top floor, buying Morgan valuable time to continue clearing floors and evacuating civilians. Meanwhile, Morgan's former teammate, who was embedded with a small French assault team in a nearby area, arrived via helicopter and breached the hotel by 1 p.m. Morgan regrouped with his team and stacked up in the rear, ready to continue their mission. As the team progressed, the French assault force engaged in a firefight with one of the security personnel members positioned near the stairs by Morgan, resulting in a French soldier being grazed by a bullet on the helmet. In response, they swiftly decided to reposition Morgan to the front and put him in charge. Taking the lead, Morgan guided the team to the top floor, where they successfully located the gunmen barricaded within a large storage room with a single entrance. Inside the room, an additional door led to a smaller closet space where the gunmen were hiding. Despite repeated attempts to breach the door, the assailants held their ground, firing back at the assault team. Facing a barrage of gunfire and with no alternative entry points, the team resorted to using a shield to push through the singular doorway. In the process, the shield bearer sustained injuries to his arm and hand, but maintained his grip, enabling his team to lob a grenade directly on top of the gunmen hiding within. Though one of the gunmen survived the blast and attempted to retrieve his weapon. Morgan swiftly entered the room and neutralized him. During the attack, Al-Murabitun claimed responsibility for it on Twitter, though their claim remains unverified. In an audio recording provided to Al Jazeera, the group asserted joint responsibility with Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, AQIM. QIM is an armed force aspiring to establish an Islamic state in Algeria. Al-Murabitun, comprised of Tuaregs and Arabs from northern Mali, is affiliated with AQIM, which is led by Mokhtar Belmokhtar. The group formed in 2013 and operates in the Sahara Desert. Additionally, the Makina Liberation Front also claimed responsibility. However, 3 days later, the Malayan government released photos of the attackers' bodies, yet their identities remained unknown. Al-Murabitun named the attackers as Abdul Hakim al-Ansari and Mu'ad al-Ansari, but this has not been confirmed. 2 separate police sources reported that 2 foreigners with 3 or 4 accomplices carried out the attack. On the 27th of November 2015, Malian Special Forces arrested 2 Malian men in connection with the attack, identified through a mobile phone found at the scene. Regrettably, 20 individuals lost their lives among the 170 initially taken hostage. Kyle Morgan, who retired from the Army in 2022, played a pivotal role during the attack, entering more than 50 doors to rescue hostages. He later repurposed the door of the storage room where the gunmen were barricaded into a beer pong table, now a fixture in his North Carolina home. Today, he imparts active shooter training through his company, Blue Bearing Solutions. So this is it, my folks. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Let us know what your thoughts are about this absolutely insane story in the comments. If you love war stories like these, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Till then, take care of yourself. See you in our next video.